best friends.
It's your girl Nish
And Shan.
and welcome back to our channel. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And comment down below if you have any questions you would like for us to answer or anything you want to discuss with your internet best friends. So,
Hey girl.
it's been a minute, bitch. I feel like we had a whack.
That one little week felt like forever.
No. So what's up? Are we going to answer this question?
Yes.
We got an email from Tanisha.
With the E. I'm Tanisha with the A.
And hey, best friend.
Hey best friend.
And she asked, how would you handle the situation where your baby father is married and barely wants to deal with his kids? How would you explain to the children why their dad do not want any dealing with them? Well, thank you, Tanisha, for your question with an E.
So, first of all, I would just like to say I'm really sorry that you're going through that.
Mm-hmm.
That's really tough to deal with.
I've been trying to think about this question too. And the only thing I can honestly think about is the children. I would say let them know that it's nothing that they're doing. It's not their fault.
It's pathetic and it's not fair. It's not even fair that you have to go through that. But I would say, first of all, is for you to understand it first. I think maybe compassion would help you a little bit to understand that maybe he just don't know how to be a father. You know what I mean? Like maybe he didn't grow up with a family type structure, so it's easier for him to abandon his kids and not be with his kids. So with that understanding, you say, well, how can I really be mad at somebody who really just don't know? He don't know.
That's a real mature state because everybody
It is,
like
but
that.
you got to think like that though, because if you knew better, you do better.
That's true.
So if you knew what went into being a father, and you know the effect that you're having on your children and the damage that you're causing, if you knew better, you would not do that. So
That's
I
true.
would say maybe he don't know.
But you have to get there. I don't think that's going to happen overnight. I don't know how long you guys have been apart. I don't know how long he's been married to his new wife, and I don't know the whole situation. If you want to share that with us, we're more than welcome to dig more into it. But
I would be honest with them. I wouldn't really
Absolutely.
attack his character.
Oh,
But
no,
I would be
definitely
honest
not.
with them and tell them, hey, unfortunately, daddy doesn't want to be around. I mean, it's hurtful, but the situation is what it is. You got to be honest, and it's good for them to know right from wrong. So it's not right what daddy's doing, and it's a sad situation. I'm sad, you're sad, but we keep it moving.
Well, that's nice that you said that, because there are some parents who would just keep it from him or make up lies with the dad.
Right. And you sometimes you find yourself doing that because you try to spare them their feelings, but in the end, I mean, they need to know the truth.
Well, in the end, they're going to figure it out anyway. They're only going to get older, and they're going to figure that shit out.
And to know right from wrong. Like, you don't want your kids to grow up to think that
You create
that's
things.
okay to do.
Right, just abandon your responsibilities.
Right, that's not okay, and that's not right. So
Like, how can you, though? That's so painful. Like, you created a person. How could you leave it?
I don't know how, and maybe a man could answer and send us an email or leave a comment,
please.
but how do men just up and leave? How do they have that option? Like, what?
So, wait a minute. We asking deadbeat ass niggas to...
Yeah, like, tell me what's in your mind. Like, what's going through your head? Like, how are you able
on child support, why?
Right, but how are you able to do that? How do you sleep?
How do you just disconnect
sleep
like
at
that?
night knowing that you don't spend time with your children or you don't want to be around them? Like, they are so precious. They're gifts.
I want to know.
I want to know.
But I
Like,
don't think-
how?
if-
Who gonna
if-
be honest enough to say?
Nobody.
Come on, y'all. One of y'all
Nobody.
deadbeats. Come
I
on.
would love-
Tell us. How do you walk away from your children?
Because if it's the same old baby mother crazy,
Right.
that has nothing
That's
to do
tired
with
now.
that has
You know
nothing to
what
do
I'm
with the
saying?
children, dog. Like, it's
Yeah.
a way. But yeah, I'm gonna say, like you said, you don't want to be Cape Crusaders for just a woman all the time. So I
Right.
do like the way you worded it, where maybe he wasn't. But again, that's ignorant. No, not ignorant on your part. But again, I feel like the signs have to be there. Like, I just don't think people wake up and just be trifling.
Yeah, but you believe in people. You say, okay, well,
I know.
when you love a person and you believe in that
No,
person, you
right.
think that maybe, it'll get better. You see the red flags and you see the signs, but you're thinking that maybe it could be better. And when they're in a household with you, it's a little different.
Maybe one red flag, but by that second B, I'm like,
Man, I don't know what you invested. I don't know how long y'all were together.
yeah, that
I don't
matters.
know.
That
Yeah, it
does matter.
So, I mean, it's just, I really wish you the best.
Yeah, me
and
too.
I pray that you get some understanding and that you are able to speak to your children in a way that they can understand. And I hope that you guys really move forward. And child, he gonna get his, okay?
Okay, because karma is a motherfucker.
Yes.
Karma it is what it is. And just because he's not getting his right now and everything is looking good, give it some time.
It
boo.
comes, yeah.
Give it some
truly
time.
comes. So you stay prayed up.
Hey.
You stay encouraged.
Hey.
And you keep it moving, honey.
And we're here for you. Any other things you want to ask us, girl?
Yeah.
Cheaper than therapy. It's been an eventful week this week.
Yeah, I had a rough week, man.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna lie.
And last week, not just with us, but like things on in the media. And
yeah, it's been a sad, like the energy's been off for sure.
Yeah, it has, man.
Yeah.
So we're gonna dive a little into that. And
yeah, so instead of doing top hat topics with the tragedy of Nipsey Hussle, it prompted us to really, being as though we are raising boys in today's society and with like so much violence and gun violence and just raising a young black man. We wanted to kind of touch on gun violence and what we thought about it.
I think it's bad.
It's horrible.
Yeah, it is. That's what I say. It boils down
It's
to
so tragic.
And it's frightening. Like, you know, you try so hard as moms, as parents, and you want to give your kids the world. You want to take them away from anything, especially if you grew up. I mean, our lives weren't bad. We didn't grow up horribly, but we didn't grow up in like a really ritzy neighborhood. It was nice, but I mean, the hood was there. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You grow up that way. You're a certain demographic. You're a certain color. You grow up a certain way. Not all the time, but for the majority.
Right.
And when you look at stuff like that, it's family. It's like your cousins. It's like the guys you grew up around the neighborhood with.
Yeah.
Like, it's so unjustifiable. And it's like, what for?
Right.
You took this person away from their family.
Yeah. A father, a
For
brother,
what?
a cousin, a friend, a mentor. And not just Nipsey Hussle. I'm speaking in general.
Yeah.
Like, our black men are just dying at a unbelievable rate.
Alarming rate.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because, like, as a person who, like I said, traffic, get so angry. Like, I've never got so angry that I wanted to, like, kill a person. Like, how do you even get there? I will. Oh my God. Okay. Well, get your shit together.
I ain't gonna say kill, but not sad.
How do you get that angry? And like you said, we're raising boys. We're raising boys that's going to eventually be black men in America. It's already so much that comes with that as is.
Right.
And then you motherfuckers want to add this one. Like, it's just so frightening.
It's so sad. And then you think, like, growing up, the bad guys get shot or the people in the gangs get shot. And if you wrong somebody, those are the boys that get shot or the young men that get shot. But now they killing, like, innocent people. Who do good. So where you are raising good, wholesome young men, and you got to put them out in this world, you still have to worry because it doesn't even matter.
I always worry.
I don't understand how, we already as black human beings have so much stacked against us, especially black men. They already have basically a target on their back. They already have so many odds against them, and then we kill each other. As if the whole world against you isn't enough.
Right.
You turn around and kill your brother. Like, why? Why is it ever that bad? Like, why are we so desensitized to, like, the value of life? You know what I'm saying? Like, over a shoe, you want to kill somebody. Or just because you're jealous, you want to kill somebody. Like, we all capable of achieving the same things.
Yeah. Sad,
I don't
man.
understand. It's really sad. And, I have a father, I have brothers, I have a son, friends, and
Same.
just to know what they go through, yeah.
I'm about to say, and like Lauren, like for me, when it happened, it was all over social media. I'm not really familiar with Nipsey Hussle music, but I am familiar with him enough to know who he is,
Right.
who he's dating. His clothing line. I knew about. I seen the t-shirts one time. And I was like, oh, who's
cute.
it? Right. I looked it up, and just from you are your own billboards. You're your own.
Right.
So I looked that up, and then I figured, I just traced it back to him, and I think it hit hard for me seeing her speak. Like, normally, it was sad, and I was hurt, but I didn't really, I was hurt, but not like everybody else. But when I seen her talk about it, that hit me.
It does.
That hit me.
Because you can relate.
And that's what it was.
Relate. You have a husband, you have children, and to think of their father being taken away from them so prematurely.
Right, for no reason. That was it. That's where I was like, now you see this right here? I couldn't even get through the whole thing. And she was, she cracked up a little bit.
Yeah.
And then she at the end, but I was like,
we are so resilient. We are so resilient. Gun violence for, like, what do you think could be done?
But I wish that and even still, this is really no real good because cops kill your ass too. But I just feel like, why do so many why do we have so many guns? Like, I feel like we could. Well, I mean, I know why.
I'm gonna say you should have the right to protect yourself, But maybe it should be stricter laws on who
well, because apparently
you
can walk in Walmart. I could get one.
Well, just like people get drugs, they'll still find a way to get the guns. I mean, it's really no way to stop them.
You're right. So what? There is no solution. I guess
maybe it's the person. Maybe it's the way the person is being brought up. Maybe we got to start there.
Yeah, but it's really nothing you can do because people.
Because if we're raising better children,
that's not true. Because a lot of you are not your circumstance. So, like, just because some people are raised really amazingly and turn out to be shitty, crazy people. And then some people are raised, sometimes it is. About you're raised a certain kind of way, you're raised in the hood, you just...
A lot of that is what's going on.
Well, you repeat what you put... Everybody isn't like that.
Not everybody, but if we could start somewhere.
So
I think it's
a shit together.
But you know what? I think it's a lack of love. Like, I encourage my son every day, and I tell him how important he is. I tell him how amazing he is, and he's creative, and you can achieve anything. And I don't allow him to speak negatively about himself. And I'm constantly hugging him and kissing him and just letting him know how much I love him. And I see with my own eyes there are a lot of children who don't get that.
That's crazy.
Who don't get that love.
Yeah,
they don't really know how to love. So when you get mad at somebody, you want to kill them, you don't really understand what you're taking away.
I hear that. Yeah, to an extent. I mean, I do think it has a lot to do with the household and how you're brought up, but I also feel like it could be crazy people that get love.
Yeah, some of them are crazy. Some people are just batshit crazy.
Yeah,
like,
some people
you
are
have
evil.
those.
I do think. But do you think it's like? Do you think evil's born or do you think it's made? I think it's made.
I don't know, man. I think it's made, but for people to go through, because you can have somebody go through the same traumatic experiences and it won't make them crazy.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that it may be born. Because me and you can go through, like, who was a crazy serial killer? Jeffrey Dahmer.
He ate people, didn't he?
Yeah, but you can have him and then another person go through the same thing and they may not end up like him. So maybe something that's already like within the person.
But I can't base it off of like, killing people because I don't kill people. But just from like the way I was brought up and the way my mom was very shy and she was very reserved. So at one point I was kind of shy and reserved because I just kind of copied what I seen. Mm-hmm. And then I stepped out into the world and I do feel like the world has affected me. It's changed me so much. So what I'm saying is I feel like you're made into a person because of things that you go through. I don't feel like you're born
But you're still... So inside of you, that's still the compassionate, sweet Shannon. Like that's just your genetic make. So things have shaped you to be different in how you tolerate certain things and go about life.
So that shapes you. The person is born evil. So even if
I think so. I think it's something within you.
Like so they're born evil. So even if they're getting all these kisses and hugs.
True.
But I
mean, like I said though, it's still some crazy. It's some people, just some crazy people. But a lot of people are savable. You're not gonna be able to fix everybody in the whole world, but if you could start somewhere, maybe by implementing more love in your household and maybe making them aware of the consequences behind, because they're not even thinking.
But that could be
got people that woke up in broad daylight, shoot somebody on camera. You don't think you gonna get caught?
Yeah, but that could be said with, it doesn't really have to be in a household. That could just be said with people in general. Like when I'm at work, if I see somebody dressed right, I'm like, you look really nice today. Mm-hmm. Not no sexual harassment kind of way, but just like, I really like your shoes. You never know what, or just to say hi to a person, or just to be like, how are you today? Right. How are you feeling? Like sometimes that shit matter because like as a person who walks around with a constant resting bitch face, I guess that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. I guess can be perceived as unapproachable, and then you talk to me and I'm just the brightest smile and right.
Me too.
So sometimes people just assume I'm some kind of way, but sometimes I guess that's a debate. It could be. I see both sides of every argument. I don't care.
Too. Yeah.
So like I'll sit there and say, yeah, I think it's made, but then in the same sense, I can see every reason why it can be born.
Right. I mean, the fact is, we really just don't know.
No.
So it could be either one.
Scientists
or it could be both.
Right. Everything is but in a world where everything is broken down to scientists proving genetically codes and numbers and everything is very much. Some things aren't. Some things are just emotional. Some things are just spiritual. Some things are just what you feel. I think.
Well, I think if I had to say what I could do to make the world better, just be a kind person. Mm-hmm. Just be kind. Like we can all do that. That's easy. That's free. Just smile at somebody or tell a black man that you love him, or tell a black man that he is creative and he's great, or tell him that you want to know his ideas and what's on his mind. Like they go through so much. And I know we constantly talk about women and how strong we are and
Because we have to, bitch.
We are, but also they need some support too.
Yeah, they do.
And they need to start like how we have this channel.
Well, we have to be because we are considered the lesser than. And let's not get on that. That's a whole nother story for another day.
Listen, how women have all these support groups and we have channels and we are always there for each other. Men need to start doing that. They need to have more support groups for each other. They need to compliment each other, and you rarely. But they should.
Well, some
they should.
Men that are more like I want to say I'm a shout out my husband because he is a kind of man who he don't care what you are. He don't care your sexuality or not. He don't like. He is a man who will be like, yeah, this is a buddy of mine. Boom, boom, boom. I talk to this, that, third. Some guys can't do. Some guys are weird that way. Some guys are like, that man looking at. So again, he's a man of very few words, but the words that he do speak are so much, so powerful, so and whatever.
I'm gonna talk about that heavy.
See what I'm saying? Okay. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, like, be a little bit more like that. Like, everybody don't have to be like him, but just baby steps. Like, I don't know. It's just a step in the right direction.
And I would say for women who are raising young men, boys, and you're doing it by yourself. Reach out to somebody. I think that's important too, to have these young men have some type of counsel from maybe a pastor or maybe a mentor or uncle or grandfather. Oh yeah. Because some men, you meet some women, they like, I don't need a man. Like, there can't no man, blah blah blah.
And I'm very feminist, and I don't even agree with that.
We need our men.
Yeah.
They need to be involved in these young men's life.
Sport, it doesn't have to be sport. It could be like chess, dog. Like just around.
Or just to talk to them, tell them about life, tell them how to get through life, and tell them what he's up against. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you can't relate.
As strong as we are,
I can't relate to no dude.
You can't relate. We can raise young men, but they're gonna lack something.
Yes, I can raise my son to be a decent man, but I can't raise him to be a man like his father could probably raise him.
Right, exactly.
Like, it takes the two of us, and I grew up with a single mother, and I will ride or die for single mothers. Right. But raising a son with my husband, it's going to be a lot easier.
Yeah, and it's a blessing too. It's a blessing for him to be present in his child's life because as we see. You just don't have that now.
Apparently he's rare. Like, did you know
he's rare? No excuse either to be like, okay, well, my son don't have a father.
No, he does.
You can get out here and find somebody to give your kids some good counsel. So we just gotta put our pride to the side and say, hey, I'm a strong woman. I'm a good mother. Part of being a good mother is making sure your son has some good counsel. When it comes to raising my son, I'm not afraid to be like, hey, bro, can you holler at Jay for a little bit?
Talk to him.
Can you talk to Jay?
Because you know your son, and you know when something's off. Right. I'm not getting through. I need somebody too.
Yeah. And I was once a teenage girl. Never been a teenage boy, so I can relate to some things he's going through. But I don't really know. You know what I'm saying?
So moms, a little homework for you. You know what I'm saying? It's single moms especially.
Right.
If you don't have anyone, reach out.
So we're gonna close it out here. And if you want to elaborate a little bit more on the topic, you guys can send us an email. It'll be in the description below.
Or you can write in the comments below. I mean, we are very interested to hear what you guys have to say or your opinions on it. Because, again, like, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Yeah. I think that's what people often forget. Like, if you don't feel like you have anyone, you always have YouTube. Right. Someone on the internet who's going through what you're going through.
It's relatable.
Or maybe not exactly, but kind of. I mean, I don't know if we're going through anything that you're going through, and maybe eventually time will tell, but I hope you can relate, and I hope we can help, and I hope some of the advice that we give is helpful. I feel like we're just talking. It's just a conversation. Right. Conversation with your internet best friends, and we care. I mean, we care about ourselves. We care about you guys. That's what
it's tough. Like, life is super tough, so we gotta stick together.
Basically.
So, pull up a seat and talk with us. Talk with us.
Shit talking? Mm-hmm. Shit talking at the table?
Shit talking at the table.
Oh, all right.
Peace.